As a child growing up in England, the Mid-Autumn Festival was a chance for our family, like many others, to celebrate this holiday from afar. In the 1980s and 1990s, the Mid-Autumn Festival was lightly observed in the West, not as widely known internationally as, say, the Chinese New Year, but gaining in recognition as more people became accustomed to the mooncakes and lanterns associated with the fall season. As an adult, though, by this time working in Beijing, I joined thousands of people in the parks each year, and through them began to understand that the Mid-Autumn Festival is much more than simply a cultural experience. The Mid-Autumn Festival is celebrated around Asia, and while each country has its own traditions, it often involves light, family, and culinary delicacies. In South Korea, they call the holiday Chuseok, or Autumn Eve, and they celebrate by traveling home to see their families, a bit like Thanksgiving. In Sri Lanka, where a full moon day is known as Poya, the festival is crafted around Buddhist traditions, which is why millions of people visit temples during this holiday. And in Vietnam, yet another part of Asia, Mid-Autumn Festival is Tết Trung Thu, or Children's Festival, because of the emphasis on our youngest generation. But the festival has its roots in China, and that is why 中秋节 combines many of these customs. In parks, girls and boys carry their own lanterns, while families enjoy intricate displays of much larger lanterns that have been designed and created year-round just for these few days. And of course, the mooncake, round in shape to resemble its lunar origins, and now available in many flavors and textures. But what's the greater significance of all these traditions? For that, we need to go back in time. The spiritual aspect of the Mid-Autumn Festival comes from the goddess Chang'e, who according to Chinese mythology flew to the moon after drinking a potion, an elixir of immortality that was given to her husband Ho Yi. When Chang'e couldn't find a way to return home, Ho Yi prepared gifts of food and fruit to show her how much he missed her. And so, the legend goes, when the Chinese people look up at the moon, they believe the shadow is Chang'e. Today, Chang'e is also the name of China's lunar exploration program, founded in 2003 with its maiden flight in 2007, where lunar rovers, orbiters and landers are propelled into space using self-developed Long March rockets. So there are ancient and modern associations with the Mid-Autumn Festival, and the many countries that celebrate it are not only in Asia, but through the 50 million Chinese diaspora from San Francisco to Sao Paulo and Bangkok to Bamako. It may have begun in China, but the Mid-Autumn Festival is an example of the globalization of culture and how we're unified by these traditions and values as the world gets smaller and closer. I'm James Chow. Join us through this week on the China Current as we celebrate the Mid-Autumn Festival with you. 中秋节快乐